clear about your positioning. This is Dean West, fifth-year medical student. He will be observing us. Now, as with any kind of extended surgery, the risks to the patient...
Which incompetent is responsible for the signposting around here? I've ended up at the canteen twice.
Miss Naylor, we meet again?
Jac Naylor, surgical registrar. I'm standing in for Jen Oliver.
Is it your first time at Holby?
You'll be supporting Miss Lloyd. Now, as I was saying, what are the risks associated with this kind of procedure?
Well, it's a 12-hour op, and the longer he's under, the higher the risks of DIC.
And would you like to explain what that means, Mr. West?
Death is coming. Mr. Finch could lose clotting factors and bleed to death.
Correct. And since we're going out live to every teaching hospital across Europe, that's not really the result that we're hoping for.
And on that cheery note, let's say we move on to the main event.
Mr. Linsky, the orthopedic surgeon who will be performing the amputation.
That'll be the last leg of the operation.
And they say Americans have no subtlety.
Need any help remembering which saw to use?
Hello. They're not going to take the idea of a cancellation very well, are they?
Well, who said anything about a cancellation?
You going to go ahead?
Is there a credible reason not to?
Well, apart from the fact that Mr. Finch has just been involved in an RTA.
I thought you said Mr. Finch was only concussed.
That's right.
It didn't look like just concussion.
Well, there's a small arterial bleed on the arm. Look, I'm not cancelling. If the cancer spreads from the pelvis, he won't stand a chance.
Too right.
It would be unwise, not to say unethical, to proceed if Mr. Finch isn't stable.
Well, he could stabilise overnight.
He needs to be stable for 24 hours.
I'll postpone for a couple of days.
A postponement would be a financial and logistical nightmare. You'll never get agreement from the MDT.
Well, they're going to have to. I've brought Billy too far to let him down now. Well, you're looking better.
Well, strapped up to mission control.
New face. Jac Naylor, nice to meet you.
I like to be able to put a name to a face.
I feel very privileged to be involved. I'm sure you know about Mr. Griffin's reputation as a surgeon.
We know he steps where angels fear to tread.
I'll take that as a compliment. Well, I see that OT have been.
Yeah, trying to break me in gently. So what's the verdict?
Well, the good news is that there's no neurological damage.
That's great, isn't it?
The bad news is...
We won't be operating tomorrow.
Looks like fate's working against us.
It's just a postponement.
We can't afford a postponement. You said yourself time is against us.
I'll be talking to the multidisciplinary team this evening. It's just a couple of days.
I know you'll do your best for us.
We'll see you later.
Mr. Griffin, I should warn you. I intend to use my time here to impress you enough to employ me.
You think it's that good?
I'm better.
What's the attraction?
I want to work with the best there is. And right now, that's you.
Finch sustained no serious injury in the RTA. However, I would prefer to see him stable for 48 hours before we operate. So, we need to reschedule for the end of the week.
Just like that?
The cancer is just about containable, but who knows for how long?
I could stay for another 2 days, max.
B259 Tavistock bypass. Maybe it was the A273. The car was a write-off.
Sorry?
I walked away with cuts and bruises. Performed a bypass that afternoon. But for the following week, I couldn't decide what shoes to put on. There are psychological implications in RTA trauma.
Billy has had all the counselling that he needs.
That's a hard one to call.
But it's my call to make.
Yes, all very well. But a cancelled operation still has to be paid for.
Not cancelled, postponed.
It's the same thing. The board cannot afford to rebook the surgeons, the nurses, the anaesthetists. For goodness sake, have you no idea how much this is costing us?
I thought that you and the board were happy with the kudos that you're buying.
In the last year, you have conducted procedures that have cost this hospital thousands. Now you want us to approve a postponement that could cost us millions.
Sorry, I got delayed downstairs.
Diane, have you seen Mr. Finch today?
Briefly, yes. He'd suffered a trauma. I don't think he's in any fit state to have the operation tomorrow.
Well, if the surgery doesn't happen tomorrow, it doesn't happen at all.
Are you really prepared to take the responsibility for denying this man a life-saving operation?
I'm not just accountable to your patient, Mr. Griffin. I'm accountable to the hundreds and thousands of taxpayers who use this hospital. Are you asking me to sacrifice their care in favor of one man?
Me, on my own, rattling around in that big house that was supposed to be ready for us having kids. I've plans, Billy, and they all include you.
Sometimes it helps to be prepared.
For what?
Worst case scenario might be the multidisciplinary team not wanting to reschedule such a complex, not to mention expensive procedure.
In the end, it always comes down to money, doesn't it?
It's your money. You're a taxpayer.
What are you saying?
That the people down the corridor in that boardroom making these decisions should listen to what the public wants from its health service.
I don't like it when she gets that look.
There is an increased risk if we go ahead with this procedure tomorrow.
Yes, there is. But Mr. Finch only has a 30% chance of survival as it is. Now, if that decreases by 3%, what does it matter? Balanced against 100% certainty of his death if we don't operate.
There's a certain quality of life issue here.
It's his life that I'm trying to save.
But at what cost?
We had this debate weeks ago.
Not with me.
Everyone deserves to be heard, Mr. Griffin.
We're all used to changing patients' lives, turning them around, bringing them back. It's why we're here sniffing disinfectant every day. But what we're doing to Mr. Finch, what we'll leave him with, I can't help thinking perhaps it's time to reconsider.
Look, Mr. Finch knows that you take whatever life throws at you. You don't give in, you don't give up.
Will he feel like that when he wakes up? Mr. Finch should have the choice not to be cured, to take care of his affairs, to say goodbye on his own terms, to die with some dignity.
So this is where you get to play God, is it?
You really shouldn't be in here, Melissa.
Everyone deserves to be heard.
Mrs. Finch, please, sit down. Is there something that you'd like to say?
Look, I mean, I know Billy's just a patient. Another number to you. But, you see, he's the man who walks me to the station every morning and makes me macaroni cheese when I'm feeling down. So I'm sorry if I'm breaking the rules by being here, but I just can't give up on him.
I understand. This is difficult.
But why does it have to be? Look, a patient comes to our hospital, we treat them. It's as simple as that.
I think we should proceed as planned and operate tomorrow.
I'm with Rick.
Elliot?
I'd miss my wife's macaroni cheese. I withdraw my objections.
Now, we need to...
You know, smoking's bad for your health.
Gives you cancer, apparently.
There's meant to be a chapel somewhere inside, but you need a map and compass to find it.
Not much use to me.
Ah, another non-believer. Einstein believed in God. He said everything has a purpose, whether we're capable of understanding it or not.
I'm not capable of understanding then. Simple fact. If there's a God, he's not there when you need him.
I could never reconcile science with religion.
You spend a lot of time hanging around peace gardens, do you?
Looking for the canteen, actually.
Don't know what I was looking for. You frightened of dying?
Isn't everyone?
Frightened of pain, of loss of control, but of dying, no.
Pain can be controlled.
Yeah. And if I don't pull through, I won't be here to worry about it.
Job's comforter. Convent school girl.
False optimism's another thing I don't believe in.
Morning. Nothing like a little philosophy to start the day.
Gets you off on the right foot. Might as well make use of it while I still can. This time tomorrow, it'll all be over.
This is the only time you're allowed to take this off.
Okay, Billy, I need you to sign the consent form for the operation.
As long as you don't want it in blood.
Ink will do.
If I could go through this for you, you know I would.
Even if you could, I wouldn't let you.
And this form gives Melissa consent to use the sperm that we collected from you in the event.
It's not going to happen. when I have our baby, you'll be right by my side.
Anything else? Blank check? A will?
Nope, that's everything.
No sign of Diane?
She's probably gone straight in.
How are you doing?
I'll let you be the judge of that.
Oh, you're looking good. Feeling good?
Feeling weird.
Right, now the anaesthetist is going to give you an injection into the...
So if Rick's the brooding hero, that makes me...
My wisecracking sidekick.
Better not leave you.
Step this way, Dr. O'Connor.
Certainly, Dr. Grimsby.
William Anthony Finch, June 22nd, 1968, number 300612, blood type O positive.
Good luck, Rick.
I'm not planning to rely on luck.
As long as you can rely on your staff.
So this operation's been beamed all over the world. Oh, Diane's tied up in maternity. We couldn't find a replacement. I know they say the show must go on, but...
Is everyone okay to continue? We're a pair of hands down.
All these hands do? I've assisted in over 50 pelvic accenturations.
It's good enough for me.
Is there nothing this woman can't do?
Mike, please. Ready for your close-up?
Always.
Welcome to Holby City Hospital and to the UK's first hemicorporectomy. In the bowel, we're going to move on to defunctioning the bladder. Clamp, please. Just going to adjust the light.
He's bradycardic, 45. Pulse down 30.
You want my brow, please?
I'll try and get as much
Do the pacing line in now. Almost there. Yep, it's in. Set the pace at 60 beats, please.
I had a note of caution here. The longer the body is under general, the higher the rate of DIC. By the time we finish the amputation, we'll be hitting 15 hours.
We'll move on to the bifurcation. Now, the danger is that by creating a huge preload, we put the heart under tremendous strain.
His heart's already under great strain. Could go at any moment.
I'm losing control of the venous breach from the iliac.
He's at risk of bleeding out.
This guy's luck just turned. Okay, you're the boss. How are you going to get him out of this one?
Cut the verbals and concentrate.
Let's get his head down. Swab and stitch. Just here. Yep. Switch to animation. And let's get 4 more units of FFP and infuse platelets as fast as you can, please. We've got the whole world watching while we lose them.
You won't let that happen, Rick.
Pull up on these arterial scoops and apply the Satinsky clamps. Lens, can you come around and take my clamps, please? I need 3 of proline mounted on a long needle holder. Can we get some more backup over from the bank?
His pressure's critical.
Anybody scrubbed?
I am.
Get over here. I need you to cut along the tissue plane.
I'm not... I don't think I can.
We're going to lose him if you don't contain it.
Scissors, just take the scissors and do it.
This isn't going to work, Rick.
Just do it, I'll guide you. Now, feel along just below my right hand. That's it, a bit further.
Sorry. How bad is it?
I'll tie it off with my left hand.
Pressure's coming up.
It's holding. Right, the sensation okay?
Pins and needles. There's a small technical hitch. Mr. Linsky, are you ready to take over?
Ready? Just get out of the way when I say timber.
Ah, Mr. Griffin.
No, it's not a good time.
I'm giving you the chance of a great addition to your team.
Melissa. My team's fine as it is.
You might live to regret it.
Yeah.